You are listening to Wicked Psychotherapists, a podcast where two psychotherapists show you that taking care of and learning about mental health doesn't have to be wicked hard.
And welcome to Wicked Psychotherapists.
Yeah, welcome. So we have a continuation for you guys of Adam Sandler. We are not really going to review a movie today, but more just kind of um a look back at Adam Sandler and kind of how he's progressed throughout his movies with the lens of Grown Ups too, because that's the most recent movie we uh maybe rewatched and we're kind of focusing on. So um just looking at, where Adam Sandler is, how he kind of puts themes into movies, and we thought that would be interesting to just know, where Adam is in 2013 when that movie is was filmed, and just kind of some elements that we noticed, some trends, of course, the people that he surrounds himself with. It's always interesting. So just more Adam, Adam, Adam. That's what we love to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
He's
just a
the
lot
guy.
of him, like his
Yeah.
basketball shorts and oversized t-shirts.
Yeah, that does seem to be his typical attire. Yeah. he's he's got that down. But this, I think we can both agree, this wasn't one of our favorite movies, like Grown Ups 2. But we were talking about earlier, what we did talk about was, kind of how this is a middle period for him, like kind of in terms of um his personal evolution, his eras, whatever you want to term it, right? Phases, whatever people kind of want to say. I know we're in the Taylor Swift eras kind of mode or whatever of saying that, but I prefer to just say like evolution, I think is better.
Yeah.
I like that. But he, we see him in this movie as because we were talking a lot about how he puts a lot of himself, at least we feel, into his movies. And there's a lot of things that, with his friends and everything, it seems like there really could maybe, they probably had to add in a few elements, but overall they could just kind of be themselves for the most part, because he's got like his pack of friends around him. And this is a point, if you watch Grown Ups 2, which probably you have if you're here,
Right.
you can see that he's kind of in this middle period of like, he's no longer a frat boy, he's got a family. He's, he's a father. He's well into his marriage. He's, got his family. His career is like, he's able to like take a break and like move back to his hometown in New England. But
Yeah.
he is kind of struggling, maybe like a midlife crisis-y kind of thing. Like he's kind of struggling to get over the hump of like, okay, are we old and like washed up kind of thing, or like losers as he terms it, which, and trying to decide that. And it's kind of juxtaposed next to the frat boys with with good old Taylor Lautner as the pack leader.
Oh, I just realized that like maybe they made him the pack leader because he was a wolf in
I was
Twilight.
wondering that too. And
I just realized that. Oh, so funny.
like
And there
werewolf.
was howling. That is so funny. And
just like, it was just like more bro style, but like kind of like a werewolf or like a wolf pack sort of.
Yeah. Well, the whole Twilight werewolves that Jacob was in, where they were kind of like bro, they just never wore shirts.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Just a different take. I guess Taylor Lautner was in a different era, and he dated Taylor Swift. Remember way back when they were Taylor and Taylor.
No, I don't, because I don't follow that. So
I don't either. I'm not, like, huge into Taylor Swift. I don't have anything against her. I'm just not a huge Taylor Swift. I'm not just not into her. But I
yeah, I
do
just don't.
remember that because I thought that was really funny that, like, they
Oh,
were
that's
both
funny. Yeah, no,
Taylors, you
I
know?
didn't know that. I'm sure my daughter is probably yelling right now listening to this, but, 'cause she loves Taylor Swift, but
There was some song that was rumored to be about Taylor Lautner. Which one? I have no idea, but I think there's a lot of, right, those exes that had songs written about them. But
mhm,
anyways, back to Adam, back to the important stuff. But yeah, so this we can kind of see he's kind of in that middle era where he's not quite
mhm,
family man in some of these movies that we're seeing recently, like over the past decade. But he's kind of struggling with it, and he's got his gang around him. Yeah, he's got his buddies around him who are also in similar positions of struggling with
mhm.
it, and they're trying to, kind of reconcile that they couldn't fight off these frat boys. They had to jump off the cliff, to like naked because they bullied them into it, and which was absolutely disgusting, I gotta say. Watching that scene, I just all around gross.
Gross seeing them or gross that they had to do it?
Both. Both, I'm
Yeah.
gonna go with. I was like, "That's really gross to do," and then when I saw it, I was like, I don't wanna see that. Ew.
Yeah, but there
Um,
probably are a lot of people that, still feel that, "Oh, well, I can bully people into doing stuff, even adults make them do it because I'm, like, this cool frat boy, whatever person."
yeah, it was really funny because well, not funny, but just, like, strange because they had been going there their whole lives, and they, like, were from that town, and this frat boy just was like, "This is ours just because we
Yeah,
want it." It was just, like, very entitled, and,
yeah,
um I think that was like a sign of like youth, of like, oh, I can just take over and do whatever.
mhm,
And
yeah, not know the history.
Lenny, yeah, yeah, just like kind of disregarding it and being selfish and just kind of like grabbing whatever you want. And
Mhm,
Lenny's like, that's not right. And at the end, like with the party and them being like, I went to the quarry since I was 8, and he was like, why does everyone in this town go to the quarry? And they were like, that's exactly what we're saying, like, it's
yeah,
historical for us. We didn't just go and
mhm,
take it
yeah.
over and
It
yeah,
must be
but
something with the small town thing because I think we talked about this the last time. Because I know where I grew up, there was, like, the rock quarries that people would jump in and
mm,
stuff, which it's like you
yeah,
don't know, and there was always rumored that there was, like, old cars at the bottom. You don't know, like, I was never
mhm,
brave enough to jump off. I would go in, not jumping in because 'cause I'm like, "I do not wanna land on a car or
yeah,
anything that's under." You don't
or
know
like
what
some
people are
rocks or
dumping in.
something.
Yeah, you don't know what people are dumping in there. Yeah, it
Yeah,
was
for sure, for
crazy.
sure, yeah. Yeah, no, there definitely was. I know there was even some unfortunate, like, deaths, I know, from that. Maybe, like, not in high school, but maybe, like, right after kinda thing, people
Yeah.
going and, yeah, so yeah, it's one of those things, it's kind of like a small town feel, we both grew up in New England, and that's where Lenny is in this. He always takes it back to New England, for the most part, sometimes New York, but New England is a big part of his,
Mhm.
uh, movie settings, so this is like him moving back, and yeah, I just think he's trying to find his new place and, when you move away and then you kind of go back and it's like, okay,
Mhm.
where am I? Like I've not only changed, but things have changed me. And then there's a
Yeah.
new generation too.
Yeah, because you
Um
kind of wanna fall in. It seems like he's stuck in between because he wants to fall in with his old friends right where he was because he had fun 3 years before when he was there for the week or the weekend, whatever they did when they rented that house. But now he's living there full time, and it's like, "All right, can we just, hang out all day, grab a school bus, and just do whatever, or do we have to be adults?" And then it's when we're trying to do these things that we did when we were teenagers, like jump off the quarry, it's different because now there's another generation who's trying to take it over, who think it's theirs and they're able to do flips and do whatever else they could do in it. Lenny probably is having this weird feeling of, you know, who am I in this stage?
Yeah. Yeah, and even, like, the kind of maybe symbolism or whatever you wanna say, I don't think it's that deep, but just, like, his son kind of watching and being like, "What is going on with my dad?" Like, kinda seeing him humiliated, like, that first kind of, like, where you see your dad's, like, or your parents', like, vulnerability and, like, how
Yeah.
they are, like, kinda that moment was witnessed by him,
Mhm.
and other things, which is really yeah, must be
Yeah.
just a lot to handle,
Yeah. Yeah, that is kinda something, like, when you see your parents as, like, I don't wanna say as adults, but you see them in a different eye. Because as a
Mhm.
kid, oftentimes, like, we're almost like, I don't wanna say we worship our parents, but there is, like, some idolization or there's some comfort because you're in this, like, closed unit. But then when you start experiencing them out in the wild, so, and the son was in a different group, he wasn't with his dad and the friend, so he probably even was like, "Oh, wait a minute, I'm with my friends, we're trying to pretend like we're college kids drinking beers and stuff, and then we're seeing our parents, everyone get humiliated and bullied
Yeah.
into, jumping and taking your clothes off and everything."
Yeah, yeah, it's really interesting, like, how it yeah, like, that was just a big moment I think that people have in adolescence and maybe as a parent at a certain age, and so kind of
Mhm.
putting that there, I think was kind of vulnerable, and kind of was attempting for it to be, like, a funny moment, as
Yeah.
well. Um, and yeah, and some of the jokes were, like, really cringy. I think there was still some, um, you know jokes that were kinda carried over from, like, the, like, immature, just, like, trying, like, lowbrow, like, slapstick kinda
Mhm.
jokes that were just like, "Ha ha," like, little boy, like or frat boy kinda humor, like, the
Yeah.
pee and the poop kinda humor, and really silly things that I think again, I think that's Adam Sandler's evolution in joke style. Like, he even kinda had the yell at one point at his daughter. He was like, "Oh, right," like, kind of that type of thing was still in there, whereas, like, you don't see that as much in his later movies. Like, he kinda
Mhm.
sheds that a little bit. So, even his, like, humor style, I think is it's like a cross I think it's like a crossroads in this movie. This is very kind of like it's kind of showing in the movie, and I think it's probably with Adam Sandler's movies after this that kinda start to,
Mhm.
maybe go on a little bit of a different path.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, and he did try, like, and we may talk about it, like, there are different styles of movies that he's had too, like, there's some drama movies and different things that he's done over the years that maybe evolved after Grown Ups. So maybe he was trying to find who he is as an actor and
yeah,
what he wanted to portray.
I think so because, I mean, he always even still, there is a common theme of he keeps people around him. He does value his friends as, like, family, and his family's in his movies, and, he really keeps that as a tradition, but yeah, I think around this time, you're right. I think he was very much, like, experimenting and kind of like, "Could I be a serious actor?" Like, I think there was that movie Punch Drunk Love. Do you remember that?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking of.
I don't know if that was, like, around it was probably around that time, I
That was in
think.
2002. So it was
Oh my
before
gosh,
that.
that was a lot before that. Oh, okay. So
Yeah.
he was really trying, like, okay. So maybe he was like, he had kinda tried that for a little bit and then kinda went away from it and then was like, "Okay, I still want my friends around, but maybe not
Mhm.
showing in this way." So, um, because there were silly moments where he's got his, like, childhood friends around, and I don't know. I like we said, this is not really our one of our favorites, and I don't know that
Yeah.
the chemistry was really there between the four friends. It's like
Yeah.
I still wanted it to be, but it felt like they were just trying a little too hard. And I think maybe and I'm totally speculating here. I have no idea what he was thinking. I have no idea. I do not know this person, Adam Sandler. I guess we think, like you were saying, sometimes it feels like we do know him because
Yeah,
of
I mean, not
this.
not in a deranged way, but I feel
Yeah,
like
yeah.
we've like I feel
Like a
but
Stockbridge way.
but I feel like we, like, and probably even fans too, because you've watched him evolve over the past
Yeah,
20 or 30 years. Yeah, but we don't feel like we actually know him. Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, no, no, we're not we're not that bad, yeah. No. But just, like, kind of feeling like you get a sense of him, like a sense of his growth in, like, psychology kind of in that, like, maybe where
Right.
he's coming from, that maybe he was thinking, "This is kinda maybe that point where I have to kind of branch off or kind of around here," sorta,
Mhm.
because in the movie, he's struggling with, like, "Oh, the party's over." The literal party's over, like,
Right.
youth, and kind of, like, also, like, "Can we have this '80s party?" or whatever, which was a pretty gigantic, like, massive epic party, it seemed like.
Yeah.
Um, and, uh oh, I do have to put this has nothing to do with what I was just saying, but I just remembered
Okay.
this. David Spade. I do think David Spade can be really funny at certain points, but
Mhm.
the part that I loved about this, and it wasn't even him saying it, was when he got called Betty White by the frat boys, and I was like, "That's funny," and he should take that as a high compliment. I don't know who he thinks
Well,
he
you
is
are a
being
golden
insulted.
girl, so yeah.
Yes, yes, and I was like, "He wishes he looked like Betty White." Okay, so that was just my little thing, but, yeah, no, so it really, I think that is a great point that, yeah, he really is, it seems like this is kind of reflective of his real life, and I think it's, we were saying it's kind of courageous, kind of brave to put that out there because some of these movies really flopped and people
Yeah.
did not respond to it, but he, I think, was like a big believer and was kind of showing his experience. I think maybe was showing his experience of life. Do you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
genuinely, and even though it was like kind of very slapstick, it wasn't like in depth. It was kind of, for the most part pretty
Mhm.
shallow, just kind of funny. He was like willing to show that. I don't know. I kind
Yeah.
of I kind of respect that. I don't know. That's pretty cool actually. That he was like
Yeah.
not
Well,
willing
it
to be
is
like, "Oh, I have to have this in depth." Like maybe that's just how he lives his life, right? He's a
yeah.
comedian.
And it is probably a lot of vulnerability, especially being a comedian. Like, a lot of comedians are very raw with showing who they are, and it's a lot of self-deprecation. So that could
Yeah.
be part of what brought him to start writing movies like this, where it's like he's usually the joke or something is wrong with him. He's never really the super cool guy that everyone worships. Usually everyone makes fun of him or something about his character.
He is the guy though that is like always the redeemable one. Like in Grown Ups too,
Mhm.
he is kind of like the lucky guy, but he's always kind of the guy that's like he's got these redeemable qualities, which I think he
Oh,
knows
yeah.
deep down. Again, I don't know him. I don't feel like I know him, but it seems like he maybe that's true to life. I don't know. That's just my
Mhm.
guess. Like,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
don't
I mean,
know.
he seems like in real when you see him being interviewed or other things, he seems like he's very approachable and people like him and are drawn to him in real life. So they're and people wanna work with him. It seems like the group, like we always talk about the people that are in a lot of his same movies. If you didn't wanna work with somebody, you probably would not show up or be in the same movies with this person over and over if they were
Right.
not a great person to be around or good human.
No, for sure. Yeah. And the fact that he kind of always comes up with characters that are just kind of, I mean, I'm sorry, Steve Buscemi, like he's hilarious. I see him and I start
Yeah, I love
laughing.
him. He's the best. I mean, he doesn't even have to have a talking role on anything. It just seriously, you could just have, like, a poster of Steve, and it'd be fine. It's
It
just like
really would.
he is seriously the best. I mean, it's just I don't and I think everybody realizes that. I mean, it's just anything that he does is just so
Yeah.
well done.
Really. It really is. Like it's and that's another person who, and I know we've talked about branching off. Maybe we should look at Steve Buscemi because I'm really feeling him. You know what I
He
mean?
is
Like,
such a good I mean, like, honestly, I know we said we were gonna talk about Adam Sandler and Grown Ups too, but Steve is in this but it's just I don't know, he's just so funny, and he's just such a good actor. I don't know. I just love him.
He seems to really, like, again, he's, like, a person who can kinda make fun of himself, but, like, in these roles and not take himself too seriously, but
Yeah.
he's been in some movies. I can't think
Yeah.
of none come to mind right now where he's played some serious roles, and he's really good. I mean,
Yeah, well, I
like
was even thinking, like, even his ro because, of course, like, we always think of, like, the Quentin Tarantino type of things, like
mhm.
Reservoir Dogs, but, like, even, like, in, what was that with the, Armageddon? Like, when he was in, like, that, like, it was really good, like, it was just
Oh, yeah. Oh my gosh, I forgot
he
about that.
like,
Yeah.
he's done a lot of different Con Air, like, as, like, one of the, prisoners or whatever, like, he's just
Yeah, he's creepy too. He can
yeah,
play, like, creepy real good.
he plays creepy good, it's
But also, like,
which
creepy hilarious, and I feel
yeah,
like that's a tough transition, but he does it really well.
yeah,
Like,
yeah,
he's just
yeah. Because
great.
usually you're typecast as one thing.
Yeah. Yeah, he's very versatile. He's very but, like, yeah, and in his serious movies like that's pretty tough. And the
Yeah.
fact that he's, like, in these movies and he's not, like I mean, he's been in some pretty big movies, and he wasn't like,
Yeah,
"Oh, no, I'm not gonna appear in, like as, like, a weird little character in, like, Adam Sand" like, he was, like, loving it and seemed to have fun with
yeah.
it. I love that.
Well
That's
well, I just Googled, I do not remember this movie, but Airheads,
Oh, yeah.
um,
I do
I
remember
guess it
that.
was Steve Buscemi, Adam Sandler, and Brendan
Brendan
Fraser. So
Fraser, yeah. I don't remember
1994.
it too well, but I do
No.
remember the movie, like, it coming out and stuff. Like, I don't remember Steve Buscemi's part in that. That's so
I
weird. I
I guess
remember
he was
Brendan
one of the
Fraser.
is like 3 of them, I don't know, but it might be a need to be watched again.
Yeah. What a funny combination. That's
Yeah,
like
that's
they'd
that's
have
that's a
to
weird
yeah.
one.
Yeah. But, I mean, I think, like we were saying this really is, it may not be, at least to us, like, the best movie. There's a lot of kind of forced or, like, they're trying too hard I think in our opinion, with some
Mhm.
of the jokes. Some of the jokes are really kind of like 2013 maybe could pass, but very, very, like,
Yeah. Yeah,
today.
it is kind of like, "Oh gosh, do I fast forward
Yeah.
this or do I watch it or do I just haha?" Like, yeah, some
Yeah.
of it is very yeah, just like we were saying, like, some of the I can't remember Nick Swardson, whatever you say his last name, character. He was like the drugged up
I
bus
just say bus
driver. Yeah.
driver.
Yeah. Anytime he was in any scene, I was just like, "Ugh." Which I'm sure
Yeah.
it was funny, but it was just so awful to me. I mean, and I don't know if it's because I'm looking at it at 2025, but I probably even in 2013 or whatever, I probably would have still been like, "Gosh, this is a little too much."
Yeah. It was a little too forced, and it was really I mean, as mental health therapists, we know that, like, if he was, like, had a mental health disorder, like, it really was a terrible depiction of
Yeah.
it and really
Yeah.
just making
Yeah, because
fun
you
of
don't
it.
know if he has something diagnosed, if he like Tanya said she read that he had schizophrenia. I thought he took drugs and was just really not doing well with them, but something was not right with this guy.
Yeah, for sure, and I know they were just not taking it seriously, like, it was just a character, it was just meant for a couple cheap laughs or whatever, but
Yeah.
I didn't really find it funny, like, and I
Yeah.
remember watching this, like, probably not in 2013, but in, like, 2015 and being like, "Ugh," I don't know, I just don't like it, I don't know,
Yeah.
it's just not
Yeah.
funny to me,
Yeah. Well,
but
then they tried to do like the whole Weekend at Bernie's type of
yeah,
feel with him. It's like so it's just kind of dumb.
yeah. It was just kinda silly, like, it was, like, over the top, and, like, I think that's kind of what he was starting to get away from, like, I feel like this was kinda maybe I don't know if it was the last movie or, like, one of the movies where he maybe looked at it and was like, "I can still be goofy, but maybe I don't have to do, like, that type of goofy," and kinda, like, shifted
Mhm.
it a little bit,
Yeah. Yeah.
and I'm kinda glad he moved on from that, and also in the movie, he's like trying to accept, like, "Oh, I'm gonna have a 4th kid," and, like, "Oh,
Yeah.
okay, we can still have, like, fun parties, but, like, we'll never go back to college and be like those frat boys," right? Like, we
Yeah.
just kinda have to accept the party's changed, but it can still be fun or whatever.
Mhm.
Um, yeah, and uh, some of the like, the side characters, like John Lovitz, he was like just the perv or whatever, kind of that type of thing. He's kind of like one of those characters where it's like he plays the character well, but he's off-putting to me. I don't know why. Like, maybe it's just
Yeah.
because he plays off-putting characters and he's good at it, so
Yeah. I liked him as was it the critic he was or something like the cartoon? Like I don't know. Yeah, he is always I don't know. I might be just
I'm
making
not
that up.
sure. I don't know. I have no
Yeah.
I can't remember anything anymore, but
Yeah.
I don't know if I saw that. But yeah, I mean he's like there's so many good people. There's like such a great cast, but I think some of the characters are like over the top or like some, and they were probably written for them or
Yeah.
it
Yeah,
just
I'm
didn't
sure it
hold up
was.
anymore, like I really didn't love the whole like I felt kind of like the wives were treated like kind of like, "Oh, ha ha," like, kinda not taken seriously, and, like, the guys were
Yeah.
like, "Oh, you're a nag," even though, like, she's
Yeah.
cooking you dinner and stuff like that,
Mhm.
and
Yeah.
I don't know, I don't love things like that, and, like, I don't know, I mean, there's ways that things can be done in a funny way where it's like you realize it's, like, being mocked in and of itself, and that just was not
Right.
a great way, I think, to do it, um, yeah, so but yeah, I think this is like the evolution of his who he sees himself as, his humor, and maybe where he goes after this. Like I know we've talked about a lot of other movies
Mhm.
and
Yeah.
where he's even with his like Jennifer Aniston movies where the mystery or whatever movies
Yeah, the murder mystery.
yeah, like there's some goofiness to that, but they're just like a married couple.
Mhm.
He's not like doesn't really have that like immature element, maybe a little bit. It's kind of built in to his character, but it's not that like lowbrow or whatever. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, so it definitely moves along, I think. And and his kids and his wife are always play parts in it. And I feel like in the later movies, they start to play bigger and bigger parts.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's always I think it's fun that he has them. Like, usually his wife is like a really quick scene, but it seems like he has his daughters longer or, more prominent sometimes.
Yeah, was it Happy Gilmore 2 where his one of his daughters was, like, really in it, right?
Yeah, I
Sadie or
think so.
whatever?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it seems like they're in a lot of things. Happy Gilmore too. It seemed like they were in it for a while because I think his wife was an angel too. No, that's Little Nicky. I'm so confused. We watch so much Adam Sandler.
I know. I no, I was about to say, I'll accept that if because I'm all mixed up too. I have
Because in
no
my head,
idea.
I'm like, well, that doesn't make sense. And I'm like,
I'm
oh
like,
yeah,
"Wait,
yes,
wasn't that Reese Witherspoon that was the angel?" I don't know. Maybe she was.
yeah.
I don't
Because
know.
then I was
I don't
thinking
know.
that
Mhm.
the
See,
that
people,
the
we talk about these movies, but it's like right after we watch them, and then we kind of forget because we're
yeah.
in our own evolution and our own eras of
Yes.
just being.
Yes.
For me, I'm always
And
a golden girl. I've always been one. So
yeah.
that's my excuse. You are more than welcome to be a golden girl as well if you would like. Or
I don't know. I don't know. I'll define mine.
I love golden girls. But yeah, I think and so I thought Steve Schneider wasn't in this, but Erin was smart. She always spots these little details that I'm just like, really? And Rob Schneider was in it, I guess, for a second. You said like he was
Yeah.
like passed
Yeah, he was
by.
yeah, I remember, like, he was, like, driving by or something for, like, 5 seconds.
I did not even notice that. I didn't know that
Yeah,
because
I
I
can't
read
remember it
something
was,
and
like,
people said he wasn't in it, and so I
it
don't
was
think they
towards the
even noticed.
end. It was towards the
Oh.
end, he was, like, in a car or something, and the old lady wasn't with him, but he was just in a car doing something. But then I read, like, he wasn't in the movie because like, the whole time because I think his wife was having a baby or something.
So he probably could only like he didn't have time, so he's just like, "I'll just drive by and just film me,"
Yeah.
kinda.
"Hey, yeah, give me
I'll
the
make a
million." Yeah.
yeah. Just a quick appearance, yeah. But yeah, and I think he carries forth, his friends and his family, and that really shows his character that, he's even though he evolves, that's like I think a core part of who he is.
Yeah.
He's a family man. He's a person who's very loyal. He's still, you know, Chris Farley is still someone that, passed away in the 90s. That was like his best friend, still honors him, still has his brother in movies or did for a while. I
Mhm.
think he was in Happy Gilmore too, briefly. So yeah,
Yeah.
he's still, he's very loyal. He's very those things I think are always going to be elements in his movies if he has like control over them,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think that's kind of the Adam Sandler brand and
Mhm.
his
Yeah, we're
core, like,
yeah, and also
beliefs.
and even having, like, who is it, like, Shaq is in a lot of his it seems
Oh,
like
yeah.
he's in a lot of his movies, and we were saying, like, Tim Meadows too. It's, like, very
Yeah.
like, those 2 are I mean, yeah, it's pretty funny.
And you pointed out that, like, WWE wrestlers are, like, kinda
Yeah.
those figures that maybe he
Yeah.
likes, like, you had Stone Cold Steve Austin in this one, and he had
Was it Randy Macho Man Randy Savage? Was that in Waterboy, or am I making
I
that up?
think
It was someone
so.
because and I feel like with, Big Daddy, wasn't that also a wrestler? The one that the little boy
Yeah.
who he loved, Scuba Steve, wasn't that like,
Was it
wasn't
John
there
Cena? Or was it no.
I think he was dressed I think was a wrestler that was dressed up as Scuba
Yeah.
Steve or whatever.
Yeah. I can't think of who it was. See, I just don't remember. You'd think,
Yeah.
we're
We
Adam
need a
Sandler
whole
fans, but we
yeah.
need a whole chart, a whole flow
Yeah,
chart
that's
of
what I was just
something.
thinking. I was actually thinking we need, like, that chart thing.
I wonder if that's out there, if, like, we could get one, somebody that already did the
And this
work,
one
I
is
don't know.
connected to this, and this person was in this, and yeah.
Yeah, because there's a lot of connections. He has a lot of those we like those inside jokes, in this one, like, pee on the pants or whatever, and
Mhm.
um, he kinda tends to like older women, like, having relationships or whatever kinda thing,
Yeah.
and or, like, weird relationships, like, with David Spade's character, like, with the, muscular woman and, like, kinda just, kinda showcasing that and kind of just, kinda putting it in a funny light, and Kevin James' character with his mom, like, that wasn't, like, a relationship, but, like, he was, like,
Right.
just kinda overly close to her or whatever and trying to
Yeah.
hide it from his wife, which was weird.
Yeah.
Um, but
Yeah, but there is a
yeah.
lot of close relationships with mothers, and so it is interesting that in the same sense he has these jokes about being mean to the wives, but in the same sense he's very kind to, like, mother figures.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure, yeah. And also likes to beat up older people like Bob Barker, kinda like it's kinda like a contrast there. I don't know, he's got
Yeah.
many sides to him.
Yeah.
Yeah, but no, it's I think this is a really interesting point because I was thinking about, it's not, my favorite movie, but it's an interesting point in
Mhm.
Adam's life and how
Yeah.
his comedy and everything. He doesn't take things super seriously. He's not like, we kind of, will analyze some things, but that's probably not even what he's thinking, right? Like it's just
No.
kind of funny for him and that's just how he
Yeah, it could
thinks.
just be like, "Oh my gosh, it's gonna be really funny to watch Shaq pee in a pool." Like, it's
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
I'm sure there was no real like, "Okay, and what is the lighting gonna be? And what is
Right.
this? And what"
Yeah. Like
Yeah.
what does the P represent?
Yeah.
Like, dark blue.
Yeah.
Yeah. But um yeah, so I do think, and then there's kind of an acceptance at the end, right? Where he's like, "Okay, I love this fourth child, it's coming," and
Mhm.
it's kind of like just kind of an acceptance of like moving on, right? We're going to be
Yeah.
a happy family and yeah. Um but you know, um we kind of thought that, Aaron, you made a good point about when we were talking before that maybe the first grown-ups was a little bit maybe it was trying to be focused on, like, the second generation, and that kind
Mm,
of it fell flat, it didn't really carry through,
mhm.
And so maybe it was just kind of this theme, or maybe we just focused on the theme of these, friends as adults kind of moving on or being in
Mhm.
midlife and kind of some of those issues, and then it's just kind of being funny. I don't know that there's much more to the plot of these
No.
these movies other than that. So,
No. I mean, I think I think we probably are just I don't wanna say we're overanalyzing them, but we are because we're trying to find the psychological impact or some representation in all the movies.
yeah. And there always is a
There
psychology to it,
is.
but I just don't think he takes himself very seriously. Maybe,
No.
even now, but like I still think he's a comedian at heart. He just sees things as like silly, and he is very, family oriented, friend oriented, and it's just funny. I think
Mhm.
that's
Yeah.
and I think that is something we do like about him, because it's like it's not some, and in that way he is very vulnerable. He just kind of is who he is, sort of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And that's our love of Adam. So hopefully you all, if you're listening to this, you all love Adam as well too, or like we'll check him out maybe in that light, maybe just seeing that. It is interesting, because he does have a
Mhm.
long career
Yeah.
as an actor and comedian.
Yeah, and we haven't even touched the surface of all his movies.
Yeah, yeah. And again, some of them are not the greatest, but they're still
Yeah.
worthy, I don't know, of our time, I think,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah, and we still I
um
mean, I know we've talked that's one of our goals. We'll probably get them all. I know next recording, we're gonna do Billy Madison. We're both excited about that one.
Yes, I am. I love that era of Adam. I love the super, I don't know, like Billy Madison and Happy Gilmore, the original, like
Yeah.
that. Adam is even though he's super immature, he cracks me up at
Yeah.
those points with the voices and everything.
Mhm.
Um, but yeah, which leads me to my challenge question. If you're ready,
Oh,
if you do you have
okay.
anything
Yeah.
else to add to the
No, just that, you guys know we like Adam, and if you have any suggestions for other movies and maybe other ways that you've maybe we got it right, maybe we got it wrong. Maybe you're like, "Wait a minute, I was thinking this," or, but yeah.
Or if you've ever, like, met him at, like, some event or something, or know him, like, "Hey, that's great, let
Yeah.
us know, because we're
Yeah, that'd be
totally
fun.
just, this is all conjecture, we're just."
Speculation, yeah.
Yeah. Um, but yeah, so my challenge question is, if you could meet Adam at any of his evolutions in any of his
Okay.
eras, time zones, which one would you want to meet?
Oh. Oh, okay.
And you can base it on, like, the movie he was doing at the time, like, obviously,
Yeah,
because
that's
that's
what I'm
how we
thinking,
know
the
it.
character,
Yeah, the
like, if we were to
character.
meet the character.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I think I'd probably wanna meet Bobby Boucher.
Okay. Yeah.
I like Bobby, and, he's sweet and just a really good friend, and he loves his mama. I I think Bobby Boucher would just be a nice person to know.
Yeah, for sure. I think I would go with Happy Gilmore, the original. Like, I
Okay.
just, even though he was, like, really, like, he had to learn a lot of things, I think he would be really funny and really interesting to
Yeah.
know.
He was very angry, though. He was so angry.
Yeah, yeah, and I think he was kind of moving past that part, but I
Yeah.
think it would be really hilarious, and
Yeah.
seeing him kind of knowing that
Yeah.
he is a good person deep down, I think
Yeah.
that would be, I don't know,
Yeah.
just
And he seemed
interesting.
like actually, if we're looking at Happy and Bobby, he definitely was more of a grown up in, Happy Gilmore than he was in, The Waterboy because, he he didn't he still was peeing his pants and
That is true, yeah. Even though he did, punch Bob Barker out, and,
yeah,
yeah, got mad at everything and threw his stick and yelled.
yeah,
Um, yeah, and I just think that would be, I don't know, I just think that was a unique Adam, that time
yeah,
period, but
yeah,
I am glad that he is kind of past that. I think that's, like, it's past that era, it's been done, but it was a good
yeah,
time,
yeah.
Um, so yeah. So let us know which Adam you would want to meet.
Yeah, there's a lot. You might even be like, "Oh, I like Click." Or, like, there might be a
Oh
different like,
yeah.
that's a movie we have to do. That
Yeah,
was
I
pretty
totally
good.
forgot about that one.
But
Yeah.
yeah, or Jack and Jill. Like, someone might be like, "Oh my gosh, I really loved I would love to meet Jack and Jill," or
That's
something.
hilarious. Yeah, because you would get like
Yeah.
2 for 1 there. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess so, yeah, you'd get both of them just kinda strange, but yeah.
Yeah, no, let us know what you think, and, if you have any suggestions for any other movies, or, Adam Sandler or otherwise, or things that are related, or any other people,
Mhm.
actors that maybe you see a cool evolution in.
Yeah.
We just happen to focus on Adam because we love him,
Yeah,
and
and there are so many different things we can do. Like, I know we had said the other week with Outsiders, we're like, "Oh, we can," there's like 7 people to choose from there to go, but, of course, we went back to Adam.
yeah. Yeah, we always do.
Sorry, Rob Lowe. Um,
Yeah.
but Rob Lowe
It's
wasn't he in Happy Gilmore?
yeah, the
Yeah, first
second
one,
one,
yeah.
or
Oh,
the first.
second one? I don't know. Yeah, he was in one of them.
I'm confused now. I was thinking the second one, but it could be, oh, I don't know. You people gotta straighten us out. I don't know.
Yeah,
We
tell
need the
us.
flow
Yeah,
chart. We
yeah,
we we remember once we, like, kinda watch it or whatever, but we
yeah,
kinda forget the details in
yeah,
between.
yeah.
But yeah, so don't forget to follow us on all the socials. We're even on YouTube if you want to see,
Mhm.
our faces and
Yep.
everything, um, and follow along. Leave us a review. 5 stars really helps us out. The Wicked Psychotherapists. Subscribe, listen wherever you can listen to podcasts, or on YouTube. And don't forget, stay wicked.
And keep your mind well. All right, everyone, have a great week. Bye-bye.
Bye, guys.